It's no secret that He-Man is my favorite champion in the entire game right now. Not only for his insane damage capabilities, but for the team possibilities he provides to your account, mainly in Arena, but he can be used to clear waves. He's so good. But right now, I need to share these amazing arena strategies that I've been working on for you guys. And I want to hear what your amazing arena strategies are with him as well. So let's jump in and get it today. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? I feel like it's been forever since I actually recorded a video. I've been so sick, and I'm finally feeling a little bit better. I've been working on this video for you guys for a long time now. If you appreciate all of these ideas, make sure you hit that like button and tell me your thoughts in the comments so we can help each other. What is it that I like about He-Man? The first thing that stood out to me was the speed aura. A lot of times in Arena, I can't do the things that I want to do because I don't have a speed aura, and it's so important to your team construction. Just having this speed aura to put your team faster than the other team is the #1 route to success in this game. Regardless of whether you're making a true go first team or you're just making your team go faster, both of those things are really powerful. Now, his A3 is really powerful, and what you want to focus on here is that it needs buffs. So if you're not getting the most damage out of your He-Man, and we'll talk about builds and I'll show you mine and everything, if you're not getting the most damage out of your He-Man, one possible reason is because you don't have enough buffs in the team. So regardless of if you like these strategies that I'm using today, or if you have the champions to go with him that I'm going to suggest, you should be pairing him with champions that are going to give him buffs. Now, in addition to that, he needs attack and HP. So when you're looking at stats like rings and banners as two good examples, but in substats on all of your gear, you're going to want to look for those attack percentage and HP percentage stats both, because he scales pretty well off of both of those. So base your build on whatever your gear is better, but I would focus on attack first if you can. I love his A2 because it goes through Stone Skin. And then we get a turn meter boost, an insane turn meter boost if he kills an enemy. His A1 smacks really hard as well. And don't forget about this extra hit. I kind of sometimes forget about the extra hit, okay? And then he's got this turn meter boost on the A1 also. For his passive, you're gonna get the stats boost whenever you're putting buffs on him. So his whole kit works together really well. And actually the immune to petrification does come up sometimes as well. So let's take a look at the most basic team, but this is not the team that I'm going to recommend, okay? And that is just a normal Arbiter team. When I see people using He-Man, this is the normal type of strategy that I see people using. You know, slotting him into whatever Arbiter strategy that they're using. And it's not that this is bad, but you can tell here we're really only going to get 2 buffs extra on him. You know, we're getting the Arbiter increase attack, we're getting the White Queen shield. And that's it. And that's not going to make him hit hard, although I would suspect we'd still be able to beat a lot of the normal teams. One of the reasons I chose this is because your damage dealers normally would have a difficult time against Mithrala unless they kill her straight out, because she'll start getting petrified. So let me just run this and see if it will win here, and then we'll go on to the next strategy. Okay, yeah, it was a tanky team, but we were able to get there. One of the things that I'm reminded about is that you need to use your AI programming in order to make him do his A3. A lot of times he wants to do that single target attack, so using that A3, you're gonna want to hit it with that AI. You're definitely gonna want to do that. Okay, so let's get the second team set up here, because we're just gonna go through and show like the evolution of the teams, and then I'm gonna get to the two best teams, so make sure you stick around for the whole video. Okay, so if we just use some of the ideas that I just spoke about, then we can see a really big evolution in this next team. Now, if you don't have if you don't have Sifi, another good option here would be Lady Kimmy. So you could easily put her in that spot. I do also like Mikage if you don't have Warlord, but these champions that are putting buffs up are going to really improve his damage. Now, as you can see, I do have the 6-star blessing. He is +2 empowered, so I am getting extra stats. I also have literally the best gear I could figure out on my account for him, so I'm not trying to say this is, the most accessible build, but the premise and the ideas are going to be there for you. And this is a team that would not be able to exist without this He-Man and his aura. That's why a lot of times you see like the Sifi, Rhodos, Ultimate Death Knight, Monkey King teams, because Monkey King brings that speed aura. So anytime you have a potent speed aura that you can bring into your teams, it opens up the possibilities of what you can do. But obviously, Sifi Harima, that's no secret strategy here, okay? And then a reset champion like Warlord, that's no secret strategy. But this is just a solid team that you can use. I want to talk to you about the blessing that I have on He-Man here as well, because he's going to get that strengthen automatically, but if you run Lightning Cage on him, not only is it going to help from getting your buff stripped, but in addition, it's going to count as another buff. So that's going to be a cool way to improve your damage. Now, is that the best option? I still can't decide whether I like it the best or not. Soul Reap is great. I mean, like, Ward of the Fallen is great. There's so many blessings that are good on He-Man. So you can choose what's going to be best for you. And now, in this situation, we're just going to kill them all. Okay? We weak hit on Lady Mikage there because she's Force. But then, I mean, we can just auto and Harima can kill everybody else. Or, at least provoke them, whatnot. But you could see, like, the more buffs we have on him, the easier it's going to be, okay? Now, I don't use that team, actually, but I actually think that it's decent, so I might start trying to use that team, actually. But no matter what you're doing, you need to have buffs on him. Obviously, look at your own roster to accommodate that. Like, Mithrala is fine. Duchess is fine. All of these champions are fine to pair with him. Make sure that you customize it and maybe give yourself a couple of options. I want to come in here and show you the teams that I really love and how to use them on your account as well. Okay, now on to my second favorite team. We'll leave my actual favorite team till last. My second favorite team is going to be the Shu Zhen strategy, okay? And Shu Zhen, if you have her, she's an auto build. I think she gets your best speed gear. She's like the #1 success agent for Live Arena until people start banning her all the time. But I love this champion, and if you have her, she's insanely good. So what this team does is actually very difficult. Okay, before I jump into the team, let's take a look at the He-Man build so that you can see, why this is going to be so difficult here. Alright, so I have 6-piece Merciless, 2-piece Cruel, which is a very difficult build to pull off. I want to take note of the speed as well. For live arena, like the more speed you can put on your nukers, the better. And I really went all out with this build here. So like 272 speed is incredibly difficult to pull off. And if you can't get these numbers, I'm not like trying to brag or show off or anything. I am trying to focus on getting you to make your nukers faster these days. There's a lot of ways. We can do a whole video on that if you want. But for right now, just know faster is better. But the 76k HP is a pretty tough number to get to because his base HP is only 16.8. You know, it's under 17,000. It's not, like, his base stats are not the easiest to work with. So when you come in here, if you don't have these stats, that's okay, right? You don't have 357 crit damage, totally fine. But what I want you to pay attention to right now is the 76k. Because you want to build He-Man with HP. The best sets are going to be your normal damage dealing sets. Cruel, Savage, Lethal, all of that good stuff. I don't recommend Slayer on him. His single target attacks are too powerful. But he is great in Stone Skin. Like, if you can't get like crazy good numbers, you're not happy with your numbers, put him in Stone Skin. Then at least you know he'll get a buff, he'll survive a turn, etc. The reason why I need to point out this HP value is because if you're going to run Necrit to protect He-Man, then that means you have to really lock down the HP on any other champions in the team. So if we come in here and we take a look at this team here, what you're going to notice is Shu Zhen, 80,000 HP in addition to her speed. We have He-Man is at 76, as I said. The Necrit doesn't really matter, so I've been thinking about messing with his build and whatnot. And then the Yumiko, 81,000. Both Shu Zhen and Yumiko need more HP so that Necrit will protect He-Man. If you're not protecting Necrit to He-Man, then you don't need Necrit in the team, okay? And I know that this is 3 Void Legendaries, but you wanted to see my favorite teams. At least that's why you clicked on this video, probably. So, if you're protecting He-Man, then a team like this, where we have the stupid, what is your name again? Hegemon, or something like that, it's not going to be that big of a deal, because he will be protected, he'll still get his turn. We might see Shu Zhen getting locked out here. But let's just jump in and see what this team can do. If we end up losing, okay, I mean, like, that's the risk that you're running here. And wait, Necrit still protected Shu Zhen. What? Why? He's supposed to protect the least HP. Okay, that's just weird. Alright, I need to pause and figure out what's going on here. Okay, I don't know why he's doing that all of a sudden. Like, look at his passive. Places it on the ally with the lowest max HP at the start of the round. And he has the lowest max HP, 76 instead of 80. I just wonder, is it just because he's not in the lead? Because that doesn't make any sense. Is it because of the lightning cage? I'm going to need to report that. But normally, Necrit is protecting him. Like, that's how I built the team. So anyway, we'll jump in here. Another great thing about this, no, it's still going to Shu Zhen. Why? That's so weird. Anyway, you can run this, normally you can run this against the Tormund teams too, because He-Man will be protected. I'm going to need to message Polarium because it was not working like that before. So then we can just, you know, come in here and reset, blah, 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 this, and that. Eventually we'll get there. And like, he wouldn't normally be frozen here because he would have that block debuffs. So I don't really know what's going on. If anybody knows why that's happening, please let me know. I'll report that to Polarium as a glitch or a problem. Either way, I'll report it. And then if I get an answer back, I'll let you guys know. Okay, but either way, I love this team, okay? I love this team. It is really amazing. And regardless of if you're putting Necrit in there or not, putting Shu Zhen pairing with him is one of the best possible things you can do. Putting somebody in a bolster set is another great way. I think I want to say the Necrit was in bolster. Yes, okay, just double checking. But the Necrit's in bolster for that very reason as well. Okay, now let's jump into my actual favorite team, and there's two different versions for you. Alright, here is my actual favorite team. And the thing that you need to know is that the only important thing is Falmond. And man, I love him so much. When he first came out, I thought he was really good. But I didn't know how to build a team around him because there's no good speed auras. Now we have two different very good ones, and you can use either of them. If you have Lady Noelle, great. If you don't, then this is a He-Man video, so just use the He-Man, okay? Siegfried obviously is amazing, but like you can use whoever you want in Sacred Order. The Constantine would be another great option. He's getting a buff. Another thing you can do with this faction is put this in here and run Cupidus and Venus. That is an excellent combination. And then you could run Sir Nick, Lady Noelle. Personally, I didn't really like this one. I don't think you really need it. But there's so many good options. I love Cardiel in there. And the other version that I was running was actually with Cardinal. So I really loved this version. I really did. He-Man is not protected in this team. He's just tanky, so oftentimes he lives. And then Cardinal would just revive him and kill, and then the other team would die. Okay, basically Siegfried, you have another reviver too. So you could run this with two revivers. If you don't have Siegfried, you could run this with Lady Noelle. Something like this, so that you have the little bit of control that she brings. You have the secondary revive, Cardinal, and Stone Skin. And you might be wondering, well, like, I don't really get it. Why do you like this team so much? What is so important? It's Falmond, guys. It is Falmond. On his passive here, all allies are immune to cooldown increasing effects. That's it right there. There's so many other parts of his kit that are amazing. But what you really need to know is that you can't have your skills on cooldown. So when you're looking and fighting against these teams that are resetting the cooldowns of your skills, man, it's just, here's a good example of exactly what I'm talking about. And they're using Freya here instead, probably as a turn meter booster, instead of running the revive strategy that I'm talking about. Let me try to find a team. Now, it's going to be hard to find a team that's putting our skills on cooldown. Let me try to find a team that I'm talking about, and we'll get set up there. Okay, sheesh. That was harder than it should have been. So, basically, like, when I go into 3v3 on almost every single fight... Where's the team? On almost every single fight, there's some type of cooldown reducing champion. And if there was a stipulation... I really wish that, you know, in the live arena seasons, one of the seasons would be you have to pick champions from only one faction. I think that would be such a cool restriction. So anyway, Falmond, the reason why he's in the team, he does do good damage. Okay, he does. But the reason why he's in the team is because your skills can't be put on cooldown. So this is a go second team that does have some fast speeds and good champions. So what it's going to do is, okay, the whole purpose of this team is to come in here and reset your cooldowns. It can't happen. So now I'm going to come in here and get a turn when I normally wouldn't be able to have these skills. Yumiko would have put all of our skills on cooldown and we would lose the game. Now, what we could have done here is A1 or A2, excuse me. We could have A2'd here, and then that would have reset, or that would have killed the Odin, but I didn't want to risk the Georgian part of this team. And so He-Man was able to come in here and kill this team because of Falman's passive. Now, Falman was in Stone Skin, and he just died. So that doesn't normally happen. Normally, Falman gets a turn. But either way, this is my favorite strategy, and it gets you around so many difficult things. Crixia, Warlord, no big deal. And those are pretty important champions for these endgame teams. So, what do you think about this He-Man strategy? I have all of these teams, but I want to hear from you. What are your teams? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I've been excited about making this video for a while now. Hopefully you liked it too, and I'll see you guys in the next video.